Is there a Lucas there?
Oh, there is a Lucas there.
I was so scared for like a split second then. It's like, oh god, I tried so hard.
So yeah, this is very weird.
It is, yes. It's we are now an audio and visual experience.
Hi.
Which is good for everybody. So I guess fuck it straight into it. Episode 65 of the podcast.
Let's say it's 65. I forgot to double check. Let's double check. Let's do the classic, Carl.
Just double check.
65
live.
indeed.
Literally live on stream. And for the audio listeners of this podcast, we record this thing live now.
Yes.
I just decided, there's this like, both me and you, don't we, Lucas? We want to get into like recording our own stuff. We also want to grow an online following of our own accord.
That's true.
But what better way to do that than record the podcast live and then at the end do Q&A? So for the people watching the podcast live right now, we were doing Q&A at the end, and Lucas will be picking questions for his chat and picking questions for mine. For the most part, we're going to record as we normally do, because I don't think us talking to chat for the entire thing is going to be all that engaging for the audience to listen to it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. And I also think just it takes away from what the podcast normally is.
Yeah, and a podcast is like just you listen to it after the fact. But for the people who are listening to the podcast later, potentially tomorrow, potentially in a year's time, from the smouldering ruins of the UK, you can find us. And where do you stream from, Lucas?
So I am at twitch.tv/LegendOfKanto.
And I'm at twitch.tv/Carlswood. But for the people watching, Lucas, you've got a surprise, haven't you?
I do have a surprise. And yeah, let's just go straight into it.
Do it. Show me.
Oh!
Yes! That's so fucking cool. I want that now.
So I've installed a smart bulb in my my little office room, and now I'm just sitting in like the bright, luminescent pink room.
Like, you can do it. You can create the swag pad whenever you damn well feel like it.
Like, look at this shit. Like, I'm blue, I'm green. Oh man, it's gonna be great for all of the audio listeners. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, yeah, it's playing really well for them. What we should do
is just in my bright pink rainbow room.
We need to get those like audio filters. Do you know the ones that make you sound like a robot and stuff like that? Like, we need to get all shit like that and start putting that on so people at home listening to this after the fact can enjoy just some bullshit that we're doing. But yeah. Besides like that housekeeping that's all out of the way now. Like, what else are we not to? What a great question to ask in lockdown.
Not much really during lockdown. Like, I had my birthday last week, so I had some time off and just chilled out, play games with you on Saturday night.
You did indeed, yes. And how old are you now, Lucas?
I'm 21 again, Carl. I will just
21 again.
Let's sweep it under the rug another year.
You're 21 again. Okay, fair enough. What did you do for your birthday?
Literally not much, because again, it's lockdown, so we really can't do anything, and the weather was shit because it's January. So yeah, it's been a fun week, I'll say. But like, it has just been, let's chill the fuck out and play some games.
Yeah, you took it off from work. Like, you didn't do any recording or anything like of that nature. So you just took the day off, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we do every year. Like, Jenna and I just take a week off for each of our birthdays, and thought, fuck it. Even if we can't do anything, let's just relax for a bit and watch a lot of One Piece.
That's the thing. I don't know if I can. It's my birthday's next week. That's the thing. I'd like turn 30 next week, and I'm like, I guess I'll take Tuesday off.
Yeah.
Maybe, if I fancy it, but then I've got to do work on Wednesday. That's the problem. I've got too much fucking work to do. It's the problem.
Well, that's always the issue, isn't it? Of like, well, I can take a week off, but that just means I've got a week of work to catch up on afterwards.
Exactly. And like, when I take a week off, like, if I take time off, that means you guys run out of stuff to do as well.
Yeah.
Because we need to keep going still. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do for mine. Definitely taking the actual birthday itself off.
You should, yes.
The actual plans so far, I don't know. I don't know what to do for it. It's so strange. I'm turning 30, but I don't feel like I'm turning 30.
Again, like, we've mentioned this on stream, Carl, just delay it a year.
Yeah, I know. Because I messaged my dad, oddly enough. I was like, asking him, like, what did you do for your 30th birthday? And he was like, well, I had you, so not much. It's like, oh, that's gutting that. It's like, so, oh, what did you accomplish by the time you were 30? He went, well, I had you. It's like, oh, I appreciate it. Well, what did you do? He's like, well, I could drive a bus. And
fair enough.
And I can't drive a fucking bus.
I was going to say, there's a lot of people that can't drive a bus.
Yeah, you can drive a bendy bus, can my dad. It's crazy. Like, when everyone goes past, he just points and goes, I can drive that. It's gutting. But then I asked my mum what she did, and she went, well, I had you. It's like, for fuck's sake. So she didn't do anything either. So I guess I'm doing what my parents did, which is not very much, while hanging out with myself.
I think it's always a bit of a weird one though, because okay, well, what did you achieve by this age? But it's just one of those things of I don't think it's very smart to try and keep yourself accountable for how other people have progressed. Like measuring yourself against other people or other family members, anything like that is just a good way to get yourself into like a bad mindset.
Yeah, it's the recipe for disaster, but it is an interesting thing to think about. But like with this year, just like, 'cause I think 30 is like the last big birthday you have before you turn like 40.
Yeah, like when you hit 30, it's just the 10 years, isn't it?
Yeah, then you start getting them. It's like it's the last big birthday I'll have, and I can't do anything for it. It's very strange.
Yeah, it is a weird feeling going like, yeah, I've got a birthday. Like, well, everyone's still asking me what am I going to do, and I'm like, nothing. I can't do anything.
It's like potentially the last big birthday I'll have that I'll be able to, like, celebrate, like guilt-free. So I don't know what we're going to be doing in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Definitely not making shit on the internet, that's for sure.
Probably not in 10 years.
I can't think of many 40-year-old content creators that you look at. Can you think of any?
I can think of quite a lot. Like, I watch a lot of Kind of Funny, and a lot of the people they bring on are like, 30s and 40s. Like, it's not as
they like games designers and stuff.
Not necessarily. Like a lot of just media, like journalism folk and stuff. So people like more on the journalism end of things, but obviously we don't know how that's going to evolve in 10 years. Whether like a bunch of streamers are still going to be 40 and streaming. Like, fuck it, we don't know.
They are. I saw a great thing the other day. It was. I think it was like Ninja or something like that, and it's like Ninja is tired.
Oh yeah,
like, why don't you just take a day off then? All the people who could take a day off when they want to. It's surely the guy who publicly got paid $50 million to sit on his ass.
Yeah, he got paid $50 million to be exclusive to Mixer for like 3 months before it shut down.
And then got paid like another $20 million to come back. It's great.
Oh fucking hell! And it's like, oh, I'm really tired. I want time off. And it's like, well, take a fucking day off then, mate.
It's the most first of first world problems, isn't it?
It is. Oh god, I'm a multi-millionaire and I'm a little bit tired. It's like, okay. Oh, did you see as well that he's like, I'm not responsible for teaching your kids anything?
Okay, yeah, I saw that, and that's something I'm really. I don't know how to feel about it because he's absolutely correct. So do you want to clarify what it is he said?
I mean, we can try and like bring something up if you want.
Just get a direct quote from the man
to clarify. Ninja teaching kids is not what I want to be searching for.
You do. Get it in your search results, mate. Do it. Oh god, no, my phone. My soundproofing nearly fell over there.
Oh god, so we're delving into the internet already, guys.
No, it's done it. Go on.
Ooh.
Do you have a direct quote?
I don't have a direct quote. Search things.
No.
Like it's just coming up with things about actual ninjas.
Teaching the kids about ninjas. That sounds like a great school day.
Ninja.
I want to know that. I want to download that lesson plan and go through it on the channel. Today we're going to teach people about sick ninjas.
Oh, is this it? He has a gaming message for parents.
Does it? Okay, go on. Give me some choice quotes. Give me them spicy quotes.
Oh God.
Is it long?
It's just one of those things that this is the whole interview.
Ah, okay then. Just Control F.
Here we go. Here we go. I found a different one. So this is Video Games Chronicle, and it's Ninja argues it's not my job to educate kids who make racist and sexist comments.
That's to be fair. Yeah, like guy who says N-word very publicly probably shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah, probably not. It's a bit awkward, isn't it?
It's like, it's not my job to teach your kids saying the N-word is wrong. And he's right. It is not his job.
So I'll skip straight to the bit that is about the parenting.
There we go.
It says, he added, but it all comes down to parenting. You want to know who your kid is? Listen to them while he's playing video games when he thinks you're not. Here's another thing. How does the kid know he has white privilege as a parent? Never teach him or don't talk about racism. If they're gaming and the first interaction with racism is one of their friends saying the N-word and they have no idea what it is.
I like how he says one of their friends and not one of his videos.
It's like, what if it was on my stream? Is it my job to have this conversation with the kid?
It's your job not to fucking say it.
It is his job not to say it. He goes on, no, because the first thing that's going on in my head is the kid is doing this on purpose to troll me. If someone says a racial slur on someone else's stream, it can potentially get that streamer banned. It's awful, but that's the first thing I think of.
His own bottom line.
Yeah, basically. And to be fair, Like, I'm pretty sure he is correct in saying if someone in your chat is going off on a racist comment or racist rant or whatever, and you don't do anything about it, you can yourself get banned.
Yeah. And
so your first priority as someone who's trying to, maintain yourself on Twitch is to go, fuck, get that out. Like,
yeah.
And he's right in that sense, but it does come across really poorly, the way that he's, like, at least been quoted over.
Yeah, and he's just his way of, look, it's not my responsibility. And it's not. Like, and he does have a point. It is on the parents to teach their kids, like, responsible internet usage. But I'd argue that while it is not his job to do that, he does have a moral obligation as a figure who is important in the lives of children, or he's just known on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm reminded a lot of George Reeves. George Reeves, the original actor who played Superman way back in the day.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Right, so he played Superman at the 1950s TV show.
Okay.
And he had a similar thing where, like, when he was playing Superman, it's like, you're playing Superman, you're a literal superhero to children.
Yeah.
And he was confronted like by the reality of, I am now Superman to a lot of kids.
Yeah.
It's not my job to teach those kids, like, right on wrong, or, like, because I think he womanized, because obviously he's a fucking TV show movie star. But he made the decision that I'm going to stop drinking, smoking, and womanizing in public because I want to set a good example. And no one told him he had to do that, but he felt like he had a moral responsibility and obligation to the kids that he was now a role model to.
Yeah, because
to live a life, because if they're going to emulate him,
exactly. Because if somebody now, like a kid now, sees Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans on the street in public. They're not going to go, oh, look, it's that actor that played Iron Man. They're going to go, holy shit, that's Iron Man.
Yeah, to a kid, yeah. And
exactly,
you see it all the time with those actors where, like, they have no official obligation to be nice guys.
Exactly, yeah.
But most of them, do, and they do go to, like, events and things like that, and they'll go, do the Make-A-Wish thing and that, because they feel a moral obligation that a lot of kids look up to us. We should probably, pay a lot of them. Which I think
takes a bit of responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah,
be a good role model.
Yeah, he doesn't have he doesn't have any official obligation, but he doesn't have a moral one. It's that thing, same thing with Ninja saying, "Well, it's not my job to teach your kids right from wrong." It's like, but you are a figure in their lives, and you're a role model to millions of them.
Yeah, so anything that he does on stream is then reflected back upon those children watching, because again, he really does. Have a kid-friendly attitude on stream, apparently. Like, he markets his channel towards younger viewers as well as older viewers.
Yeah, and it's the thing of, if you've got millions of impressionable people watching your content, I'd argue you do have a moral obligation to, at the very least, to just not be racist.
Yeah.
It's the very minimum you could do.
I mean, even us two on our smaller platforms compared to someone like Ninja, my platform is way smaller than yours, and yours smaller than Ninja's, and we both try our best to at least spread a decent message.
And even if that message is fuck racist, because we had that the other day. I was reminded of it because someone tweeted at me about the Discord. I don't know why I was reminded, but I delved into my old emails, and I was searching for Discord. And do you remember when the Fact Fiend Discord was made, and then immediately just got rid of because it was full of racists?
See, I don't actually remember it. I remember you telling me about it because I wasn't even part of Fact Fiend at the time.
You weren't, no. But you remember, the aftermath and
I do, yeah.
Then. And I'm just going to go track down one of the emails that I got, because it's one that I actually forgot about. Because there were two emails I got immediately following that, asking about, oh, well, if I make you a Discord, would you join it?
Yeah.
And we have the first one here, as a guy emailed. And for context, this guy, even though I told everybody I don't want a Discord, went right ahead and made one. So immediately, you're off to the wrong foot there, right? So I know you don't want this thing, but I'm going to assume that you do and act as if you do. So he made a Discord. He made all the channels. He made roles for me and Brad, and then emailed me, telling me about it and saying, oh, do you want to join? And the thing he did is, I will list of implementations I am planning on adding or have already added to the Discord below. Most are pretty basic and common among most decent Discords. But a few will be required if you wish to start a Discord for a community as large as yours. current. And then here's this people on Lucas. Moderation roles, specifically to allow for monitoring channels for spam, racism, etc. It's okay, cool. Yeah, you need mods.
Yeah. Sure.
That makes sense. Second one. So he's number 2 with a bullet. The thing he deems as being just below moderation in terms of importance is a not safe for work channel. Parentheses, for those people that just have to be racist. It will be there for people who consent to seeing or posting that content. Question mark. And Lucas, discuss.
Holy fucking shit. Like, when you're just reasoning around racism isn't fuck off and leave me alone. Like, you should go and think about your life and your decisions. When your decision is, let's just make a safe space for them.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
I like how he words it for people who just have to be racist.
Have to be racist.
And
have to be.
And the best thing is, I remember, like, because I was reading through that email exchange, and when I said no, the guy was like, oh, can you give me a reason why? It's like, do you really need to be told why I don't want? Because he made this without my input at all.
Yeah.
And he'd already called it the official Fact Fiend Discord and put the Fact Fiend logo on it.
Oh, fucking
and
hell.
he couldn't understand why I did not want there to be for people to be able to take a screenshot of my branding saying official Fact Fiend Discord, and then underneath it, a space that says for racism. I didn't get why I didn't want that.
It's like, oh yeah, here's the racist section. It's like right there for you.
Right there. And you know what? Let's put my name right next to it.
Yeah, just whack Fact Fiend.
Right
just
there.
Put
official.
put it. Just like, let's skip around all the bullshit. Just name it the Fat Fiend Racist Group.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Just do it.
And he was genuinely confused about why I didn't want that. And then we had the other one, and this is email from a different guy, and it was, I'm wondering if I will be able to set up a Discord server with strict moderation. So you use the word strict toward racist posts, such as memes and messages and other sorts of issues. This would be done by the appointment of a moderation staff and admin team. Okay, so far so good.
Okay, yeah.
Who would make sure everything is appropriate through the actions of a 4-step policy, which would involve step 1, a 2-day ban on the first offence. 2, a 1-week ban on the second offence. 3, a 1-month ban for the third offence. And finally, 4, a permanent ban from the server on the 4th and final offence. And Lucas, again, discuss.
Not only are they not adhering to the 3-strike rule, 3 strikes, you're out. They're not even doing that.
They give you an extra strike on top of that.
Just like the pity strike. And it's, oh God. And the thing I've seen some people discuss, and I think it might have been on that post, was you don't need to be warning people, because at the end of the day, you've got the rules there. The rules are the warning.
Yeah.
Like, if you say racists will be fucking banned, that's the rule, that's the warning. Like, if you don't adhere to that, fuck off.
Well, keep in mind as well, this is another person who contacted me out of the blue after I said I don't want a Discord because he got full of racist immediately, and his solutions to that was, well, what about if we give him 4 warnings?
Only 4.
And again, that's one of those, what I was reading through that email exchange where it's like, I don't really fancy exposing myself or volunteer moderators to that kind of stuff on a daily basis. I also don't like the idea that you think they should be given 4 chances. And again, he was like, oh, okay then. Well, that's normally how it works on other Discords. It's like, well, I don't want one then.
No.
And again,
my fucking God. I'm like, I'm willing to have a discussion with people about certain things and try and educate people. But when it's you're coming in to say racist shit, just fuck off. Like, get out. Yeah. I don't care. Like, if you have a bad mindset about something that's not so serious, like, if you disagree with me on, I don't know, fucking something subjective like a work of art, we can have a discussion. If it's racism, if it's human rights, fuck off. Like,
there's no room for argument there.
There isn't.
And that's the beautiful thing of, like, it's really easy to say that if you're not a penis. It's just really easy to say, like, people deserve to exist.
Yep.
And, like, not have their, existence questioned. But then it's like, well, it's not my responsibility to teach kids that. It's like, really?
It's like, all you have to do every now and then is remind people, don't be racist. Like, human rights, should be a thing.
It's like that great post from the guy who's like, oh, I've managed to win, 15 games of Rainbow Six Siege in a row. Because what I do is at the start of every match go, let's have a good game, guys, and remember, don't be racist. And 3 people on the opposite team, guaranteed each time, will type the N-word into chat, which on Rainbow Six Siege gets you immediately kicked from the game and banned for like a day. And then the other teammates just like immediately quit out because like they're playing like 6v2. And it's like, should I feel bad? It's like, no, you're doing God's work right there, mate.
Yeah. Oh god, it's like was it last week when we discussed like the woman finding people on Bumble to turn them into the FBI? It's like, should I feel bad? It's like, no, don't feel bad about fuck them.
The most literal of all honeypots. Yeah, doing it on Bumble. The thing is, that's my favorite Bumble story, or it is, but like it's replaced my other favorite Bumble story, which is actress Sharon Stone getting banned off it. Where she got banned off of Bumble because people kept reporting her account as fake, and she's like, "It's not fake. I just want to get laid. Let me back into the hive." And she's posting on Twitter, "Let me go on Bumble."
Oh god, imagine that, like a dating app interfering and being like, "No, you don't get sex."
Yeah, it's like you know, for a while, oh god, Zac Efron was on one, and he said he never got dates.
Oh really?
No, everyone always reported it as a false account.
Yeah.
So like,
you go on, like, it's like, oh hi, my name's Zach. I'm 30-something years old. Here's a couple of pictures of me.
And it's Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
That's definitely not it. He said no one swiped right and no one talked to him. That's got to be good.
You immediately presume you're getting catfished.
It's just like, why does Zac Efron need help getting a date? And he's like, I just go on Tinder and no one answered me. So it happened to Adele. Adele was on like, I think like Tinder or Plenty of Fish or something like that.
Yeah.
And just she couldn't get a date because no one believed it was her.
Oh god, that's harsh.
It's rough, ain't it?
Yeah.
Like to be at that level of fame where everybody knows who you are, but you still can't get people to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It was great though. Just Zac Efron on Tinder. You think he'd clean up?
You would think he'd clean up. Like that's the thing, isn't it? Of unless he can walk into the like bar or whatever, and you see that is Zac Efron. Like at that point, he cleans up. Mm-hmm. But when it's it could be anybody catfishing you online. It's Zac Efron doesn't need a dating site to find women.
Yeah. So do you see? So he's like the person he's dating at the moment is just like he's a waitress. He just bumped into our film in a movie, and he just kept going in because he was really nervous. It's like, wow, Zac Efron nervous about talking to a girl. Fucking hell.
And I love stories like that because it does really like humanize them. Like celebrities being them in this scenario. But I always find it just horrendously bad when people are like, how dare this celebrity be with like a normal looking person? It's like, you don't deserve this person. I think it was like not long ago with Keanu Reeves, was it?
Yeah, he's just dating some lady. He was like, thing is though, Keanu Reeves is 50 odd.
Yeah.
And he's dating someone around his age, but because he's not dating someone like 20, 30 years younger than he is, people roasted his missus. It's like, fucking hell. Like Keanu Reeves is 50 and he's happy.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
So they're just in a nice, happy relationship. Let them be. People you don't deserve Keanu. He'd be better with me. It's like, okay.
Well, that's the one, Lucas. We can mention that, the Keanu Reeves. You mentioned it, so we need to talk about Sigma males. We need to do it.
Oh,
because I've been obsessed with that image I make then. The one.
Yeah.
So we could track that down now because like holy shit, that was like an entire like hour of the last stream we did.
It was, and just the levels of like male significance or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. So if people don't know, there is like this very strange and very sad just theory that weird men on the internet ascribe to, that there are such things as alpha male. And we got to talking about this because for some reason, when you Google like the 5 male archetypes, like an image I have in front of me right now, the alpha male looks exactly like me.
It really does, yeah. It's like a little cartoon droid of just like basically Karl in a green screen t-shirt.
He's even got the green screen t-shirt on, with like, long floppy brown hair. And it says here, alpha, the self-assured leader of men whose swagger and aloofness makes him very successful with women. And I'd say, like, swagger and aloofness does describe me to a degree, but I also respect women. And that's what I don't get about this. But then you have the existence of the Sigma, which is the new type of male that you get. The lone wolf antithesis of the alpha, defies placement in the social hierarchy and yet is successful with women. And that led to, like, our friend Charlie posting that picture of what is the Sigma male. And it's a picture of Keanu Reeves. And it's like, oh, this is how you become, like, the Sigma male, like the thing beyond the alpha. And the weird part is Keanu Reeves is in a happy, committed relationship, and by all accounts, is like one of the friendliest, nicest, and most just wholesome men.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like
he doesn't.
He's really nice to like fans that he meets apparently, and he gives to charity. And as you say, he's in like a happy relationship, and it's just like the complete opposite of what this perfect Sigma male is. And then they're like, yeah, Keanu Reeves, you want to be Keanu.
But that's what my friend pointed out. Our friend Charlie pointed out. Well, actually, it's not Keanu Reeves. It's actually a picture of John Wick, which is even stupider. Because, like, John Wick is a character defined by the fact he loves his wife so much he's just depressed when she dies. That, to me, doesn't sound like a lone wolf.
A man who loves his wife and his dog. It's like, okay. Yeah.
A man who is obsessed with a singular woman and has no desire to date anybody else because he's just so obsessed with the memory of his dead wife. It's like, is that really the kind of man you want to emulate?
Oh dear.
We should be actually, because John Wick, like, with the exception of all the people that he murders, he seems to be a very nice man in regards to relationships.
It seems like he was a nice family man that now decides, I don't have a family, let's go on a murderous fucking rampage.
Yeah, because his family's dead.
Yeah.
But it's just weird, like, why? Because when they think like, no, the cool man in the suit who gets all the chicks and doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
The James Bond type. Yeah.
That's what they should have used a picture of James Bond, because James Bond does not respect women. But why Keanu Reeves and why John Wick?
I don't know, and it's really weird because like I was listening to another podcast last week or whatever, and they were saying how, especially going back to the early books like Casino Royale, like James Bond is just a misogynistic prick. Like he refers to women as bitch.
Oh yeah, he's a bellend.
Yeah,
there is like a Fact Fiend article we've got where we talk about the fact that James Bond hates tea, and you find out he hates tea because he yells at a secretary.
Oh fucking hell.
Yeah, so James Bond in the original novels is the kind of guy who yells at a secretary. Which doesn't make you sound like a very nice dude, does it?
And it really doesn't.
You have all those screenshots, because this is something my missus has mentioned a couple of times. Like, Sean Connery Bond should not have been able to get away with half the stuff he does. Like, you have that great shot in one of the movies where a woman's in a bath and he walks in, and she goes, can you pass me some clothes to get dressed? And he passes her a single pair of high heels. And it's like, oh man, what a baller move that. It's like, but Sean Connery would not get away with that.
No.
You know who would, though? Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan and James Bond will get away with
that. That is the weird thing, isn't it? Of like, the older Bonds were all like quite old men.
Yeah, they were like 40-year-old men with Sean Connery's case, a very obvious wig, because Sean Connery wore a wig for every James Bond movie.
And then it's like, oh yeah, they get all of the hottest women in everywhere in the world that they go to. It's like, I know that he's got a lot of like charm and swagger, but there's only so far that can get you.
Yeah, but like, that's why I think Pierce Brosnan is probably the best Bond, because I can believe that Pierce Brosnan could fuck anyone he wanted to.
Probably, especially
like
back in the day when he was James Bond, yeah.
Like, he could definitely do that, and that's why I think Daniel Craig doesn't work as suave Bond.
No. He works more as like the action-packed Jason Bourne style character.
Yeah, he
doesn't rather than like the scenes where he's the charming Bond character don't come off that well.
Yeah, he's not that great at that, and that's why I like all the theories like, make Idris Elba.
Oh yeah.
Make Idris Elba Bond, because I can believe that he'd be like, a suave, handsome James Bond, like he was back, like he's supposed to be.
Yeah, so and there's the American Office where he's like in there for a couple
I was about to say.
And he's just like completely irresistible to all women. He's just sat there like, I know I have this effect on women.
I'm aware of the effects I have on women. That's like, oh man, I want that version of James Bond. I want cool James Bond.
Yeah, and just cool without needing to try.
Well, that's the idea of cool, isn't it? It's effortlessly cool. And as much as I don't think Daniel Craig Bond embodies that, I do like those little character moments he put in. Also, Lucas, I appreciate you changing the colour like
every now and then. Yeah, every now and then.
Like when he jumps onto the back of the tray, it's like he's like does his cuffs.
Yeah, like moments like that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I want more of that though. I don't like the grounded James Bond.
No, I grew up watching obviously the Pierce Brosnan ones because 90s kid over here, and just all the stupid things where he's got like all his gadgets in his car and stuff like that. That's the James Bond I like.
And then you go back to the older ones, and what's the gadget you've got? It's a shoe with a knife in it. Like, that is just the best tech I've ever seen. Just shoot with knife.
It's like, 007, what have you got? Well, they gave me a laser watch. What have you got? A fucking knife in my shoe.
Yeah, you think I'm going to kick you, but actually I'm going to stab. It's the ultimate. No one suspects the stab kick.
Oh, God. It's coming.
Just a shoe with a fucking knife in it. I love that.
It's like, can you really call that a gadget?
It is.
Okay.
You won't expect it.
No, he's just got, like, the assassin's blade.
Oh, man. But, like, speaking of, you mentioned Jason Bourne. I rewatched the Jason Bourne movies. I remember them being quite good.
Yeah.
And something that I noticed about them is the Jason Bourne movies exist, or the series exists in a very strange period of time. Because when they first came out, they were coming out before the Marvel movies, like, really took off.
Yeah.
And I think the Marvel movies, they set this trend of every actor, or every male actor needs to have abs.
Oh, like, right, yeah.
And every movie, like action movie at least, has to have that one shot of the hero with their shirt off to see how ripped they got.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching the first Jason Bourne movie, and Matt Damon's very clear he's in shape.
He's in shape, but he's like quite a slim man. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's not like Captain America.
No.
And then it's really weird because the more you watch them, like I think they did the reboot with like Jeremy Renner, and then they brought Matt Damon back because no one liked that reboot.
Yeah.
And in that, Matt Damon is buffer than he was in the original one. And I'm just thinking, I wonder how annoyed he was about that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how annoyed he was that he had to then go and get a fucking six-pack.
Yeah.
When he's like nearly like in his mid-40s or something like that, when he didn't have to when he was 30.
Oh God. Yeah. So I do appreciate though that whoever it is, like Marvel or whatever, are going, look, we'll give you 6 months and just all these personal trainers and dietitians so that you can look fucking amazing when you're 40 years old.
Yeah.
That must feel amazing.
It must. It's like Halle Berry for John Wick 3. She got abs for that in her 50s.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and then you got like the Big Show, who's like nearing 50 and is a wrestler, and it's like, man, why is everyone getting abs? How do you?
Did Big Show get abs?
He got abs, yeah.
What?
The Big Show got abs.
I've never seen this.
Just Google Big Show abs.
Oh my God.
I think as well, he's like 6'8" and weighs like 300 pounds.
Yeah, because Big Show was always like not like too defined muscularly. He's just a massive fucking dude. Big Show abs.
Yeah, he got fucking ripped.
Oh my God.
Terrifying.
Fucking hell.
It's scary, isn't it?
That is scary.
That is a scary looking man right there. He's so happy as well. He looks so happy that he's in shape.
I like the pictures as well when it's a comparison of what he was like back in the day on WWE, where he's just the giant, like, just like muscular but fat man.
Yeah, he's like barrel chested.
Yeah.
That's a prototypical example of that.
And then it's like, oh, look, 20 years later, he's ripped to shit.
That's what I want to know. Like, I would love to see what actors think about that, especially actors who've like been around long enough to see this trend happen. Because that's one of the jokes I've seen about. Like, I want Idris Elba to be Bond because I want to see a 50-year-old man have to learn how to do parkour. Because like, obviously Idris Elba doesn't want to learn to do parkour, but they'd make him do it if he became James Bond.
Or they just use really fucking bad stunt doubles. Like, it would be an egregious amount.
I was watching that the other day. I think Terminator 2 is the one where they get a stunt actor in who's a different race.
What?
Well, so there's a scene in Terminator 2 where like Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator like kills somebody. When he throws him through a window, it's like the guy's a black guy. When he throws him in, it's like a white stunt actor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like, wow, the Terminator hit him so hard, he changed race. That's terrifying.
Oh, that just reminds me of Scott Pilgrim, where it's like, you punched the highlights out of her hair.
That'd be terrifying. That'd be great though for like when you go into the barbers. Like just getting punched so hard it changes your haircut.
Oh God, it's great.
Oh man.
That movie is incredible.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say it gets better every time I watch it because the more like now it's like holy shit the amount of actors that are in this movie.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
And the little jokes that I missed.
The jokes and the references are just Edgar Wright all over.
The one that got me is speaking like Chris Evans, Lucas Lee.
Oh yeah.
The joke that I didn't get, but then got on a third or fourth watching, is that he wears the same leather jacket in all the fake movie posters.
Yeah.
So every fake movie poster is him doing the same pose wearing the same leather jacket. It's like, That's incredible. I want to see Chris Evans do that.
Oh God. Have you heard that like there's all this stuff about, oh, is Chris Evans signing a new contract to be in the MCU again?
And he just went no.
It's like
he just tweeted out now.
Oh, did he actually tweet out that? Oh, okay.
He just tweeted out without any sort of prompting. It's news to me, fellas, or something like that.
I just love it though because everybody going, oh, but that's not right. Like that would ruin the character moment that he had in Endgame. It's like, but they've established that this is just a crazy Marvel universe now. Like you can have Captain America come in from a different timeline. Like it doesn't have to be that Captain America. Like if they did bring it back, he could just be a different fucking version.
Bring him back, but bring him back as an old man, then give him the outfit. Do it.
Oh.
It's still what I don't like watching that scene anymore because when someone pointed out when Chris Evans is old, he looks like Joe Biden.
He does a bit, yeah.
He looks really like him. It's like I don't like that scene anymore. It's like I can't take it seriously.
Because I've seen a few shots of people comparing Biden to like just that image when he's comes back to see Falcon
and he's on the bench.
And it's just like, yeah, he does look a little bit like Biden. Oh god.
So, anything you've watched recently then? Because there's a bunch of stuff that I've been watching over the last couple of days.
Literally the only time I've been watching anything at the moment has been One Piece.
Oh, okay.
So just a gradual continuation of that, and we're on like episode 500 and something out of 1,000. So
there's not much to say. You're only halfway through it. So give it another 3 years, and maybe we can do a One Piece thing. Okay, so something I've watched is it's on Netflix. It just came out, and it's called Blown Away. Have you seen it at all?
That's the glass making show on Netflix,
yes,
right?
Is.
Yeah.
And you might be thinking, Carl, why did you watch a glass blowing show? The reason I watched a glass blowing show is because I clicked an episode of the first season. I want to say a year ago now.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, and the first episode is like, oh, here's what glass blowing is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, well, that's good. I don't know anything about glass blowing. They walk you through the equipment.
Yeah.
And there is a specific piece of glass blowing equipment, and it is a giant furnace with a gap in the front that you put the molten glass into, or the glass to make it molten.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess what that's called?
I can't remember the name, but I remember it being like a little bit funny,
Yeah, it's called a glory hole.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, so I just had that, and I just lost it. Because I was there, like, just day drinking, like, watching some crap on TV, and that came on, and I'm laughing. And keep in mind, it's about glass blowing. So it's like, oh, we've got some great blowers on today.
Yeah.
These blowers, though, it's like the work they do around the glory hole is really going to decide who's the best blower here. And I'm just, like, fucking creasing. And season 2 comes on, I'm fucking watching it. It's great. I need to see this.
Dear God.
And I'd recommend watching it just to have that of just giggling every time they mention the glory hole, because they know it's bad, because they actually say at the start of every episode, the warning you get.
Oh, yeah.
It's put as PG because it has sexual references. And I watched an episode, there's no sex reference in it except for the word glory hole.
Oh, God. Because I remember watching, like the first episode or two, because our friends just turned around and went, oh, there's this like glass blowing show, and it's really cool because of what people make in it. And I was like,
yeah,
all right, yeah, I'm always interested in that kind of stuff. And then we were watching it, and just all sitting there like giggling away to ourselves, like,
every single time, every time, and it made me laugh every time. So it's worth watching. But that reminds me of another show that I recommend, and it is called, I think it's like American Barbecue Showdown, or something like that.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of those type of shows on Netflix. Yeah,
there is. I forget the exact name for it, but it's like Barbecue Showdown or something to that effect. Because similarly, there is something like, because they're just talking about, it's like, oh, there's a few things in barbecuing that you need to know. And they all put the terms on screen. Like one of them is the rub.
The rub,
that's the thing you put into the meat, like before you cook it. So okay, that makes sense.
It's like your seasoning,
You need your rub. And then there's an episode of that show. It's like, what they do is like, here's a piece of meat that you need to cook.
Oh, so they just give you like, oh, here's a rump or whatever.
Yeah, right, here's some steak. Here's like, we need you to make sausages this week. Here's like some chickens. And so
okay,
for one episode, it's like, we want you to cook pork butt. It's like, yeah. So I'm just watching this episode again, day drinking. It's like, yep. So what kind of rub would you use on that butt? I don't know. You need a strong rub for the butt, because like the butt is really tough. But like you want the juices to come out of the butt, because obviously they don't think it's funny because it's their job. And I'm fucking howling with every single time they mention putting a rub on the butt.
It's always that thing, isn't it, of when you're in a job and any word like that that's a bit silly, there's all those people coming up and giggling. But after you hear it for like the 50th time, you're just whatever. It just glosses over.
But it's so funny because so much of it is just about meat. And it's like, oh, there's nobody can handle this meat the way I can. And you're like, yeah,
Yeah, I am the master rubber of all meat. It's like, okay, yeah.
It's like, oh, it's a special rub. I've been rubbing down this butt all day. It's like, yeah, so fucking good. But that's because I saw that and I thought, Lucas, we never talked about Doomsday Preppers.
Oh yeah, Doomsday Preppers.
We never talked about it on the podcast.
Oh,
and you went back and watched it. Do you want to clarify for me what Doomsday Preppers is?
So Doomsday Preppers is what, like, you know, what it sounds like. It's a bunch of people in a, like, it's a documentary where they go around a bunch of different families and see how they've prepared for whatever doomsday they think is coming.
And the show, I think it's safe to say, is just phenomenal.
It's fucking fantastic.
Because the people on it are exactly the level of delusional you would expect, where they are sat there fully anticipating the end of the world. But what's not just the end of the world, an incredibly specific end of the world that they believe everybody else is an idiot for not believing also.
Yeah, and that's the thing that always gets me, is it's not what I thought it would be. It's just a bunch of people where they've all gone, right, I've got a bunker or a fucking castle or some shit, and all I've done is filled it with, like, guns and cans. And that's what I thought every single one would be. And it's what do you think is going to happen? Well, I've prepared specifically for, like, the economic downturn of the country, or I've prepared for all electrical equipment to be useless.
And they go and they only prepare for this one specific scenario, and they ignore every like bit of information that would contradict them or suggest that maybe something else would happen.
Exactly, yeah. And it's not just a widespread, I'm going to prepare for any doomsdays. I'm going to prepare for one single possibility.
And that's and I am dead certain this is going to happen within my lifetime. And I don't care who I have to alienate or what I have to do to, like, prepare for it.
Yeah. I don't care what I have to put my family through. Fuck them.
And so much of the show is just people rubbing their knees at, like, just masturbating in their head at the idea of being able to shoot somebody consequence-free.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the amount of people who are like, yeah, like, did you manage to watch the one where it is they go into a missile silo?
No, I don't think I watched that one yet.
It's where he goes into a missile silo and he sets up a flamethrower and he's like, this will stop people breaking in. It's like, but they're already inside the building by the time this goes off. Wouldn't it be better to just, like, get a heavier door and put a keypad on it that only you know? No, I need to burn people alive and then shoot them.
Well, there was one which I didn't think was going to go that way, where it was the woman who moved her family up to a place like 3,000 meters above sea level because she got a dream that told her to go there, and she uprooted her entire family, spent all of their savings on moving to this giant mansion on top of a mountain.
Because and I was like, told in a dream.
Yeah, because she was told in a dream that the world will be flooded or some shit. And I thought, you know what? At least they're not trying to murder everyone. And then 30 seconds later, they pulled the scene out where they're teaching their 13-year-old son how to shoot things. It's like, for fuck's sake.
It's like the woman who's descended from, like, the Hatfields or the McCoys, like this long-standing feud in America. And she just builds a trebuchet that throws ninja stars.
And it's fucking awful. It doesn't even hit a target.
And she's just looking at it going, this will stop someone. It's like,
yeah, when we've decided to make some improvements, this will kill everyone. It's like, how many improvements have you got to make?
Just build a fence or not appear in a TV show where people can see where you live.
Yeah, that's the real weird thing, isn't it? Because they go on this show, and obviously it's in the middle of a woods or something, but they're generally giving them a rough location of, here is where I've got my, like, I can't remember the word is, but the place they always escape to.
Oh, the bug out location.
The bug out location, that's it. And they always show the bug out location that they have, and it's like, oh yeah, it's in this remote part of this forest in Alaska or whatever the fuck it is. And it's across, like, there was one where there's, like, a giant bunker on a river, and they show shots of, like, exactly where it is by this big river.
Just track it down on a map.
Okay, well, you've just shown everyone where your bug out location is with all of your prepping, but okay, sure.
And we know exactly how you're going to defend yourself, and it's this ineffectual trebuchet that throws ninja stars. So I'm just going to walk left.
Just going to sidestep these ninja stars.
I like as well, she says, we're going to do the traditional, like, Hatfield, like, whoop whoop. So you're going to warn people before you throw your ninja stars? Great. Awesome.
What they're going to do is they're going to tell people to charge in an attack. Like, they're going to do the kame. So would you not just move?
Remember when we used to play Raging Blast back in university and we discovered that the absolute most broken OP move in Dragon Ball is moving left?
Yeah.
Where every single special move in that game can be dodged if you just go to the left or the right.
Yeah, because it's just a beam that fires straight forward. And if you're close enough to be hit by it, you could have just punched them to stop the move. If you're far away enough that you can't do that, just move to the left or right.
Yeah.
And you just sidestep this Kamehameha. So, okay.
It's when almost every single move in Dragon Ball is a variation of a beam or a ball or some like kind of energy attack. And the only time you can ever think, well, yeah, I guess they had to get in the way is when it's going to destroy the Earth.
Yeah.
Other times, just move out the fucking way.
And that's the refreshing thing to me of I love Dragon Ball and I always have done since I've watched it as a kid. But watching One Piece where I'm like, oh, okay, well, this fight is a giant poison dragon man fighting a rubber stretchy man, a candle man, and a guy that can split himself into pieces. And it's like, you don't get any of that shit in Dragon Ball. Every fight is completely unique because they can just pair people up with different powers.
Yeah, when Dragon Ball is just, it's just everyone's going to fight and throw beams.
Yeah.
And charge.
And again, I love it. I love watching Dragon Ball. Like, even now, it's really just amazing and hype, and the animation is just incredible. But
it is when they do the movies, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the movie, like the Broly movie looks so smooth.
Just move left, though, it's fine.
Just move left. You can't move left when Broly's exploding in every direction.
You can't, no. It's just when you look at something, you go, this is such an easy way to just circumvent this. Like, going back to the preppers of, like, here's all our endless lines of defense. It's like, so why don't I just drive from the other direction?
Yeah.
Like, they never anticipate someone doing that.
No.
It's like the lady on one of the episodes, like, oh, I'm stuck in the middle of the woods. No, I'm stuck in the middle of a city. I want to escape by going on a canoe. And she doesn't know how to swim. It's like the road's
so what happens when your canoe overturns? I don't know. I think I'll die. Great.
It happens every single time they ask them. So what happens if something like what happens if this fails? Well, it won't. Well, it might. Yeah. If you believe that, like, you know, the entire economy can collapse and we're going to descend into like Mad Max world, I'm pretty sure like you, man who just built a fence out of sticks, might not have thought this through entirely. What happens if that goes wrong? Well, it's not going to fail.
Yeah, it's never going to fail.
It's like the entire economy, like the entire global economy, that can fail. My fence now. Then you've got the people as well where it's like they do stuff that would legitimately kill people. Like the guy who he works at a quarry and he sets up a rock slide near his house to be activated when he's leaving. He sets up a rock slide, yeah, because he works in a quarry and he's just got access to tons and tons of rock.
Oh, okay.
So he puts some strategic large rocks at the top of a road near his house, and then puts like explosives or something behind him. It's like, oh, a moment's notice, I can activate and block the road off. It's like, what happens? Let's say if just a bear goes and sniffs at that, or a dog, or like someone hiking trips or finds your explosives, and then they accidentally cause a rock slide that kills someone. Are you going to be liable for that? And it's then probably
I mean, probably no, until the point where he went on national TV and told people about it.
It's like,
It's like, well, oh no, that rock slide wasn't my fault. We have literal evidence on Netflix of you saying, yeah, that rock slide was built by me to kill people.
Yeah, specifically to kill people who tried to steal my tins of beans. It's like, fucking hell. It's like, do you really care about your beans that much?
God, are you really asking that question?
That's fair, yeah.
That's fair, yeah. I think so.
Like, they never stop to think, what happens if you're wrong?
No, they don't. No, it's great.
Like, what about if you're wrong and you've wasted all your time and your money and your lives? Like, well, I'm not wrong. So what about if you are? Well, I'm not.
And these people spend an insane amount of time and money on this shit.
Some of it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, yeah. And then it's like, oh, well, what do you think you'll do? Oh, well, we're saving up more money so that we can spend another $100,000 on this shit. It's like, oh my God.
We want to build an underground bunker outside our house. Okay. And what's that for? It's so we can survive for 6 months.
Yeah.
In the event of like a world-ending catastrophe. It's like, I'm sure if you asked your wife and your kids, like, I've got 150 grand, like, we can survive underground for 6 months and then leave it in a Mad Max world and eat each other, or we can go on 9 holidays a year for the next 10 years. I know what I'd pick.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, isn't it? There's a slight possibility that these hundreds of thousands of pounds that I'm saving up will be spent on keeping us alive for a few months, or you could just live your fucking life. It's like,
And enjoy it, yeah.
I just enjoy my life. It's like, man, because those 6 months or whatever that you're going to live in that bunker are going to be fucking miserable. And then you're going to come out to a world that's apparently been destroyed by whatever crisis you think is coming.
It's always weird, look, it's always like old fat dudes. It's like, what are you going to do?
Apart from like, that guy that was like 25 or whatever, living in the sewers and just like,
he was the best.
I've got my pregnant girlfriend and she's like...
My pregnant diabetic girlfriend crawls around in the sewers with me in case North Korea attacks.
In case the entire fucking US government get taken down, I'm going to strike back.
Yeah, he genuinely says like they'll like SEAL Team 6 won't stand a chance against this. It's like, what fuck chance do you stand? They killed Bin Laden. The only thing you've ever knocked out was a wank, and I don't even think you did a good job with that one.
Oh god, and it's like I love those ones where it's just all of his family, and they're like, we don't know what to do about him. He's a fucking moron.
This as well, the level of delusion. So I will save America single-handedly from the terrorists. It's like,
but if the terrorists had the ability to take down the entire US country, like, what are you gonna fucking do?
And that's what they always talk, and that's what's so funny about it. I'm glad that you remember some of those episodes. I remember you said you're going to watch it. We talked about it privately, but then we never did it on the podcast.
Yeah. I think we talked about it like on a stream playing Smash Bros or something a little bit, but that was it.
You were just losing your shit over the woman who a ghost told her in a dream to uproot a family.
That was my favourite one, because every single other one was, well, you know, I've been doing my research of Facebook conspiracy theories and decided that this is going to happen. She just went, I had a fucking dream and a ghost told me. It's like, okay.
A ghost told me to leave my house. And the thing is, you can argue with like a conspiracy theorist. You can't argue with someone who a ghost told them to do it.
No, you can't. You can't add any amount of logic to that.
And the worst bit is as well, like, what about if the ghost was lying?
Yeah.
Why do people always assume that ghosts are telling the truth?
What if the ghost is just fucking with you?
I never understood that. What incentive does a spirit have to tell the truth?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you can get them if they're lying. So if I was a ghost, I'd fuck with people every day.
I'd fuck with people all the time, yeah. I'd go and tell everyone, oh, yeah, buy a mountain on top of a fucking... Buy a mansion on top of a mountain and go and take all your family there because the world's going to be flooded. I'd do that.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with them.
Like, no one ever expects the ghost to just be lying. And I would love to ask the person, like, to their face, that's like, how do you know the ghost is telling the truth? Do you know the ghost? It's like, no, I trust it, but how do you trust a ghost? So you clearly don't trust anybody in your life, but you trust this ghost.
It's like, do you trust your family to tell you the truth? No, I trust the ghost, though.
Imagine being that person's husband.
Oh, God.
And you're saying your wife it's a bad idea, and she's like, yeah, but the ghost said it. It's like, who is this ghost? The fuck are you listening to this ghost more than you're listening to me?
And the best part is when they got there, and bear in mind, this is like a 65-room giant mansion thing.
That's not bad.
Look, they had provisions stocked up. That's a sign. That means I'm right. It's like, it's like confirmation bias right there.
Yeah, it's just no, rich people tend to have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Look, they had things stocked up over here. It's like, yeah, a lot of rich people tend to.
Yeah, because they're rich and that's what they do. Like, rich people love, like, just saving things that they don't need just to piss off people. It's great.
So, Carl,
yes,
there's one thing that's been going around the internet the last couple of days.
Okay.
When you talk about, like, rich people being, bellends and ruining things.
Okay.
Have you seen the news about what's going on with the GameStop stock?
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that just people memed it to make it worth more?
Yeah, so I don't know the full story, but essentially some stock investor was like, look, what you should do is go invest in GameStop, and they're fucking failing right now and it's an easy buy. Like, you'll make an easy bit of money out of it.
Even though GameStop was just trending downwards.
Yeah, and Reddit went, no, fuck you, and made like Wall Street Bet subreddit just decided to skyrocket the price of stocks, like to a ridiculous amount. I think it was like worth $10 per stock
Yeah,
a couple of days ago.
I saw it at, yeah.
Now it's like 270 something. And this entire subreddit has just gone, fuck it, we're just going to say screw that one guy because he insulted GameStop. No,
and just memed it to be worth more money. And I just saw that people who were short in the stocks have lost billions.
Yeah, and there's like an investment company that had to get reinvested in because the subreddit fucked them over.
And now people are like, oh, I guess GameStop's going to survive. But people need those Funko Pops. Keep in mind as well, GameStop was that company that was during the height of the pandemic demanding that its workers came in.
Because they were an essential service.
Arguing there with that because they were floundering because they had no money left over.
They got told, you can't operate. And they went, no, we can operate because we're an essential service. It's like, you're fucking GameStop. We can buy these games digitally. Like, you're not even essential anymore.
So of all the companies to like meme to be worth like 20 times what they were the day before, they pick one that was so just not even anti-consumer, just humanity.
The people that fucking worked for them.
There is literal video and audio evidence of them like throwing their workers into just the gears of the capitalist machine to create more profit.
The thing is, though, as far as I'm aware, all that's going to happen is eventually when all this stock business goes back to normal, it'll drop back down and GameStop will be worth nothing again. I think it's literally to fuck over investors and probably fuck over GameStop in the long run because people will assume, oh, GameStop's becoming valuable and then hedge bets on that and then GameStop will sink into the ground again, I presume.
It's not actually worth anything, no. It's just... That's how you make money shorting stuff, isn't it? It's also as well, it's bordering on illegal, but is it illegal if like 1 million people do it? Because it is illegal to like, try and influence stock prices.
It is, yeah.
Like for your own personal gain.
I don't know if it can, like, at this point be stopped because all they did was maybe people should go do this and then 1 million people did it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how do you stop? I don't know how you stop it. Like, I genuinely don't. And it's not that it can't be stopped and that it shouldn't be stopped. I just don't know how you can.
And as well, I can't wait for that to get like monetized and weaponized.
Oh god, yeah.
There's no fucker out. Well, there's definitely gonna be some fuckers out there like, oh god, I've seen an opportunity to make millions of dollars in a day.
I wonder how many billionaires are trying to get in contact with the person that runs that subreddit. Yeah. To be like, oh, maybe you should plant this thing in and blah blah blah.
Because imagine that, like you basically are telling people, I literally, like I don't even know what the word is. I think it's like for 20 times 20 is like viginttupled people's investment in a day.
Yeah.
So you got 20 times your initial investment in less than a day. That's ridiculous. Like there's definitely going to be someone out there who's going to pay money for that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just whether this can happen again, whether you can abuse this system, or whether it's going to be a one-time thing.
Is that the thing with Bitcoin?
Oh yeah,
like Bitcoin. The general rule of thumb is I don't understand it. I had no desire to invest it because I'm not an idiot. If I don't understand it, I'm not going to throw money into it. But
exactly,
you had professional football players and stuff like people like millions of dollars, but like no real idea of what to do with it. Yeah. Asking people like, oh, should I invest in Bitcoin? It's like if you've seen it on the news, the answer is no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you've seen it on the news, don't fucking do that.
Oh god! But I did see a funny tweet, and I can't remember who it was by, but it was just, oh, well, Nintendo fucking taught people how to do turnip trading, and now this happened. Like,
oh, that'd be great. You've taught people how to like
manipulate the stock market. Like Nintendo trained people last year how to manipulate stocks. They fucking learned. The gamers have learned, Carl.
Like, buy low, sell high. It's the basic rule. But I've got no desire to dip my toe into that world. I
really don't.
I've got, I'm completely, what's the word now, risk averse. But I do know it was a friend of mine who bought Bitcoin for a joke
really?
10 years ago.
Fucking
they spent like $50 buying Bitcoin as a joke. And it's like, oh, it paid for their house.
Because that's the dream, isn't it? Of a small amount of money getting to an incalculable amount of profit. Of like, well, all I did was drop 20 quid on this thing and 10 years later it gave me 20 grand. But the problem is that if you generally want to make a lot of money in investing and stocks and stuff, unless it's something ridiculous like this GameStop story, it generally means you need to have a lot of money to make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. It's always better to do like the safe thing, but just it's funny.
It's funny, yeah.
It's funny to see like stocks are just astrology for men. There's no rhyme or fucking reason to them. I don't like. No one knows how they work. And there's a couple of great stories about just how impossible they are to predict. Where I think it was a university somewhere, they got like $500 and they gave it to a professional stock picker. Like Joe, one of those people like, I can pick stocks. I know the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
I will get you. And like generally, they advertise as being like just like a 0.1% over. And the average of if you just put the money into a bank account.
Oh, right, yeah.
And even like that level of like, I have this extra percent of thing that's like, guaranteed. And they had them competing against a fucking cat that would just paw at a list of stocks. And they just invested money in what the cat said and then invested money in what the professional said. And the cat beat him. Almost like it's fucking random and you can't bank on it.
And that's the thing is, it's normally random and you can't bank on it, but just random shit like this can happen as well. Where people go, fuck it, let's ruin the stock market. And I really hope that those people that just went along with, not really knowing what was going on, being told, let's buy GameStop stock, I really hope they get out before it harshly affects them, because this is going to turn at some point very quickly.
Or if they only lose money that they were able to afford.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's not a bunch of just naive people on Reddit going, yeah, I'll pay for stocks that you're telling me to, and then getting fucked over for it.
What's happened with Bitcoin, isn't it? People were buying it when it was like 10 grand a coin at the very height, because all they see is stories of it just going up and up and up and up, and just assume it's going to keep going up. It's like, it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
there is a point where it's going to stop going up.
And that point generally is just after you see headlines with it in.
Exactly. And that's
if you've
the
got
thing.
The idea to buy it.
If you see it on, day 0.5 on Reddit, like, okay, fair enough, that's worth a gamble. If you see it 3 days in on like CNN, that is not the time to go buy.
Because that's when like a million other people might have the same idea.
Yeah, that's the point where the stocks are already like way, way too far up the like market to go, oh yeah, I'll have a little dabble. It's like, no, don't do it. Don't get convinced.
Just chuck your money in a bank and just let it sit there. There's a reason like the wealthiest people on earth just let their money sit in a bank. It's the safe option. Speaking of which, I paid my taxes this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I paid like Big Wangers Incorporated, a business owned by me, and it's like made as a joke, but it does exist as a corporate entity, and I have to pay taxes. I've paid more in taxes than Amazon and Apple combined, and that feels really good, Lucas. Jokes, Amazon and Apple pay like $0 in taxes. Or
because they just have like tax havens in other countries and shit like that. Yeah.
So Big Wangers Incorporated, aka me, I've contributed literally infinity% more to the British economy than Amazon and Apple. And I'm proud of that fact.
It's similar to like Rockstar, isn't it? Where it's like, oh yeah, Rockstar gain a bunch of tax breaks because of I think it's like an English or UK program or whatever to help game development thrive in the country. That's designed for people who are like, 12 people in a house or like in a garage somewhere developing a game, not fucking Rockstar Games making the most profitable game of all time. It's like, yeah, I don't think they need a tax break. I think we should stop giving them money. They should probably pay into the system.
They had that one in America, didn't they? Where it's like, we have it over here as well. Because I'm a single person business. Okay. I'm entitled to like a small business like tax break or something like that. I have to fill in a form just saying, yeah, I'm a sole trader. Can I please have like some tax relief this year? So fuck yeah, if I can sign it, I'm going to sign it. But you have like people like Logan Paul, Kanye West, and stuff like that, because they technically class as single small businesses because they own businesses that are just them, their brand, essentially, and they were applying for tax breaks as well. It's like, oh wow, great.
Like, good job, Kanye. You really need that tax break.
He does. We fucking does, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah, he's fucking broke.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's fucking broke and his wife's divorcing him.
Oh, God, I've not seen anything about Kanye in the news for a while, so I must be out of the loop on that one.
The only thing in the news is that him and Kim are getting a divorce, and the really funny thing about it is the rumor about why it's being kept hush-hush is because it might be the season finale of the current season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And it's just... That is so fucking depressing.
Yeah. Oh god.
That is the level of just impact you have on your wife's life.
God, oh well. I need to save the announcement of our divorce for my reality TV show finale.
That's rough, innit? That's when you know you're too deep in that world.
Yeah.
It's like something my girlfriend pointed out to me. It's it's one of those things where people thought it was cute until you actually just think about the context. And it was I think Kim Kardashian again. She's on a video thing for social media, and her daughter comes in, and her daughter goes to kiss her, but then her daughter asks, "Have you got your makeup on, mummy?" And she's like, "No," and she has to kiss her, and then you think, "Oh, that kid can't show affection to their parent
if they've got makeup on." Yeah,
because it must have happened to them before, wasn't it? Of going up to kiss the mum. It's you can't. I've got makeup on. It's oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, mum.
Oh god, that literally reminds me of when my sister saw Cade, my puppy, and he always he's a little tiny miniature Dachshund, and he's a sausage dog. He's only tiny. He's that big. He's that long. He's that long. He's that long.
I'm wondering how people are going to be how big they think he's going to be. They're either watching this on Twitch and either on their phone or a computer, or they're listening to it at home.
Yeah,
I want to know how big people think Cade is. People listening at home, how big is Cade?
He's a small but long boy, is what I'll say.
Describe how long he is, but using a random object in your house that you've seen him stood next to. How long is he compared to
He's about as long as a PS5.
Fucking hell. He's not as heavy as a PS5.
He's not as heavy as a PS5.
You'll better lift him up, the torso.
Oh, God. But, yeah, he always, tries to lick your face and jump up and show affection. And my sister was just oh, no, he's going to ruin my makeup. But then just went in for it anyway and was oh, you've ruined my makeup. And I was well, you knew exactly what was going to happen. But it's worth it. It's a puppy. It's respect to anyone that just fuck it. Let my makeup get ruined for this kiss.
Oh man, but just to be that deep into that world.
Oh god, that'd be horrifying. And I guess every now and then get a really miniature form of that where I go, oh well, I'm having fun playing this game. I could have actually streamed this.
I have the exact same thing. That's what I was going to bring up. Do you have that moment where you just sat playing games? And go, well, if I stream this, people will probably watch.
Yeah, I do.
And then you think, but I want to relax.
That's the weird thing is I go, well, I'm having fun playing Destiny 2 right now. I could have been upstairs streaming this, but it's no, get out of that mindset because just because your office is upstairs, it's still technically work. Streaming and playing a game, it's not just relaxation mode where I can sit at a TV for a couple of hours in silence and not have to think about it. It's you have to be on and talking to people and looking at chat. It's a very different feeling, but yeah, there's also that little bit of guilt in the back of your head,
if I could be making money right now. It's no, stop, because that's a bad thing. You don't need it. You don't need the hassle in your life. Also, as well, I just looked. I didn't click record on this. I'm streaming, but I'm not recording, so I guess I'm gonna have to just download the Twitch archives.
You know what, Carl? I've just checked, and I'm doing the exact same thing.
What a great system! This is so good.
So yeah, we'll have this up on our respective YouTube channels on either side of it, but
either side, yeah.
It will be a case of just this one will be downloaded from Twitch and re-uploaded to YouTube, but we'll sort the other ones out. I'm sure. Sure, we'll remember next time. Honestly,
the quality of Twitch it's all right.
It's good enough.
I do remember though when that happened. Joe, all the stuff with Twitch being no, fuck you, don't put copyrighted content in.
Oh, yeah.
And you had people oh yeah, we've got 8 years of content amounting to 40 terabytes. Why would Twitch make us delete all this? It's you already answered your own question. You said you got 40 terabytes of footage you didn't know you had been stored at someone else's expense.
Mm-hmm.
It's why would Twitch want us to get rid of this? Because you're not fucking paying to host it, and they are.
And that's always the biggest problem with any hosting service, isn't it? Of just how can you compete with YouTube? Why has nobody ever made a YouTube? Because of hosting.
Every time. I laugh every single time we get someone in one of our chats or just sending us messages of I wonder why YouTubers don't all band together and make their own version of YouTube to compete with it. It's because it costs millions of dollars.
Literally, probably not even terabytes, but petabytes of data are getting uploaded to YouTube every day.
every single day. It was like several terabytes per second or something like that.
Stupid,
And the only way you'd be able to compete with YouTube is to offer what they do, which is unlimited free hosting of HD video forever.
Now 4K video.
4K, and it's impossible to match that because no one's got a war chest deep enough to pay that hit.
It's one of those things that, you could turn around to people and say, well, you as a YouTuber can come join this new excellent service with much better features, but as a creator, you've got to pay $10 a month.
For your own hosting.
For your own hosting.
Go up every time you put like another, I don't know, like terabyte of data up.
Because look at Google Drive, for example. It's only like £1.50, I think, for us.
For 100 gig.
For like 100 gig, but for every 100 gig, you've got to buy that new 100 gig every time. And obviously that's not much money, but that's because Google subsidise that cost.
They do, yes. And if they charge you...
Yeah, charging it actual price, you would be paying a hell of a lot more. And people kick off. People be like, well, why would I go over to this service when I've got to pay for hosting?
Yeah, I could pay, like, YouTube's free. And that's why it's going to stay the default.
Yeah.
Like, as much as people don't like it, it's going to be the default because no one else has enough money to compete with unlimited free hosting forever for free. Like, who the fuck's got the money to, like, pay for that?
No one.
Like, Amazon did. Amazon do. And even they were like, fucking get rid. It's ridiculous. Like that one of like, oh, we had to delete like 10 terabytes of footage from like 10 years ago we've never used or touched and forgot we had.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking no wonder it's been deleted.
And when, how many people have been streaming for 5-10 years on Twitch and have all had that archive of footage?
And then as well, every single clip is a separate HD clip of their content. Like, I'm talking like crazy to think like the amount of storage, and then to like have the gall to bitch at the company of being like, what? Whoa, you're not going to continue to host? It's like, well, you can download it all and host it at your own space. Well, that's going to take me like 3 months. It'll take me 3 months to download it all, and it cost me a fortune to store it.
Mm-hmm. Is that well? Yeah.
Yeah, of course it fucking would.
God.
It's not free.
It's very baffling, and very few things in the world as like useful as YouTube are free.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the fact that YouTube is free is fucking incredible.
Yeah, and it makes sense for viewers because obviously the amount of ads they put in there. But as a creator, the fact that that's free as well is insane.
Yeah, because there was that new rule that came in like a while ago. I remember it got a lot of blowback of, we're going to start running ads against content that the creator does not yet have the ability to monetize. Well, if you're running ads against my content, I should be able to say, you're hosting your content on their platform that they pay all the associated costs for, and they have been doing that for 10 years. The fact you've been able to do that for 10 years and they've never charged you or asked you for a penny for it, just count your blessings, because if you bitch about it, they can start charging you for hosting costs.
How many videos on YouTube have like 20 views?
If that.
Like, if that, and it's just hours upon days upon years of content that they are just not making money off. Nobody's making money off. It shouldn't be on there because it's just useless shit.
That's taking up space, but it's part of the draw of the platform, is that anyone can do that.
Exactly, and that is the entire premise of the platform. And if they change that, it's fucked completely.
Yeah. But they could make a decent bit of money to do it. I just think at any point YouTube could just charge people £1.
Yeah.
If you want to upload anything in like HD, for example, you got to pay £1. And they get blowback to that. It's like, how dare you charge us £1 to store infinite amounts of HD footage?
But at the end of the day, like I might only get a few hundred views on my video, but I might have a chance at making that £1 back. And think about the people that get millions of views on each video. Like, they could quite easily just put down $100 for every upload and just make a shit ton of money anyway.
And they could, but YouTube doesn't want to do that because...
And that's a thing that I appreciate as somebody putting content on YouTube, that it is free. Like, it shouldn't be expected. It should just be, well, that's very nice of them.
That's the thing, is what people do expect. It's like, is there anything else you can think of that is a service like that that offers that good a deal?
No.
Unlimited free HD hosting of video forever for free.
Yeah, and there's no cap on it either.
Yeah, there's no cap. That's the thing. It's as much as you want
forever.
And it's like it's an almost hilariously good deal for the user.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, And
then to see people like spitting in the face of the company, it's like you really don't want to like fucking pull this tiger's tail. It's a really bad idea.
It is. It really is. When it's fucking Google, like, don't piss them off.
It's like they've got a monopoly. Don't mess.
But
So I had people like when that happened, like, "Oh, are you not mad about it?" It's like I get unlimited free hosting. I'm not gonna fucking rock that boat.
The thing I was a bit pissed off about is the fact that now I'm allowed to turn off like ads at the end of my video, but every time I upload a video, it will be put on automatically.
Yeah, I've been dealing with that for like last couple of
weeks. Oh, that's annoying.
That's been a shame, and it's been really, really pissing me off. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, now I've got to turn end of roll ads on. But
I've got to make sure the video gets uploaded, processed, and then go back to edit each individual video and turn off like end roll videos.
Yeah,
end roll ads, sorry.
And that's been happening quite a lot. But I feel like, Lucas, speaking of videos, like this is going to be uploaded.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We don't want to get too long in the tooth. We've got other stuff to do today. So I say for our respective chats, we'll go through and do some Q&A in like, a minute or two. So people having like burning questions for my chat and for Lucas's chat. And if people want to go to Lucas's chat who are in my chat, if you put ! Lucas, you get a link to your Twitch stream. And I say me and you pick out a couple of questions.
Yeah, sure.
Respective chats.
Are we going to stay in like this format still? Like both of us
online?
Yeah.
Stay in this format here. Like you can obviously, if people want to ask you stuff, they can do on yours, or people can ask them. When you pick a couple questions, I'll pick a couple questions.
Yeah, sure. And obviously, I don't know how you've got this set up, but I haven't got chat on my screen anywhere. So what I will be doing is like reading out the question before we answer it, just so, and as well for audio listeners as well. I think that'll
I'll do the same thing. But while I know our respective chats, get their shit together and to decide if they have anything they need to ask us, any burning questions. Do you have anything you'd like to plug for the end of the podcast for the audio listeners?
Yes, as usual. For anyone watching on video, this is like, as we mentioned, episode 65.
Yeah.
So this is a new plug for you guys, but yeah, an old plug for all the audio listeners out there of just, you can watch my gaming content on Twitch or YouTube at LegendOfKanto.
Or rewatch this video, I guess.
Or just, really keep watching this video and giving me views, I guess. Share it, yeah.
For mine, it's just at Carl Smallwood on pretty much everything.
Apart from Twitch, where it's Carlswood.
Carlswood, and then TikTok, where it's Carl opening beers.
Hell yeah.
Where it's just me opening beers. And do you know my favourite bit of feedback I've gotten to that?
Oh, go on, yeah. I'm curious.
Yeah, it is. People sending in. So people there, I've got a TikTok where I just open beers.
Yeah.
Carl opening beers.
And I would say, go follow it. It's cool. I only don't follow you on there because I don't use TikTok, but I do see it on Instagram. It's cool. It's good videos.
And most of the time, it's just like random crap that's around my house. And there is a trick to opening a beer or anything that has a bottle top on it with another object. And once you know what the trick is, it's very easy to do with virtually anything, as long as it has it fulfills a specific set of criteria. And knowing that, it's really weird for me to see people suggest things that are either incredibly easy and would be basically a piece of piss to do, or something that would be literally impossible. For example, I keep getting comments and messages of open a beer with a single sheet of paper without folding it. And it's
like they think it's some kind of magic power.
It's like, obviously, I can't do that. That's impossible for anybody to do. So clearly there's a trick to it. And the trick is that the thing has to have some kind of edge that you can use as leverage.
Oh, God, it'd be so easy with the fucking Shadow the Hedgehog figure then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just the unlimited
the edge. It's everywhere.
But at the same time as like ones that I think were really easy that people seemingly were impressed by, I opened it with like 2 litres of milk.
Oh, right, okay.
Milk's like this giant, big, unwieldy thing, but you can open a beer with it because it's got an edge and it's really easy. But then I was giving like, open it with your left toe. It's like, what? Open it with your PlayStation 4? No, I don't want to break my PS4. Clearly it does. You require some force to do it.
Oh, I got stressed out because you opened it with a Joy-Con and I was like, no, the Joy-Con's going to break.
It's Nintendium. It's fine.
That is true. It is made in Nintendium.
It might have drift, but at least it opens beers. That's the one.
I did see as well earlier that there's some kind of action forming in the EU as well against Nintendo because of this drift thing. Like, there's been a class action lawsuit going on in America, but Europeans are getting in on it now.
Yeah.
In some way.
Do you see as well? Like, this is a great piece of news that I just saw as I was like, just letting people know like the stream is closing off with Q&A. Biden has been like, oh yeah, if the UK wants to deal with America, they need to rejoin the EU.
Really?
Well, that's the news I saw, but you can't always trust it. That's probably something I have to read about.
Yeah.
In more detail, see what's true. That'd be a fucking power move, wouldn't it?
Oh god, no. Like,
Rejoin
hopefully
EU.
it would fucking push our asses back there, but that our government's too like just cowardly to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it would fuck us over just inconsequentially. Like, the entire premise was, well, we can leave the EU because we've got our own market and America.
Yeah.
And if America's not there, we're fucking just gone.
So I saw a great one as well. It's like this article, people complain. It's like, I ordered a model car from Germany and they charged me an extra £12. This is not why I vote for Brexit. And it's like, you fucking... Anyway, Luke, we've riffed through enough. But do you have any questions from your chat?
I don't know. I don't think I do.
Oh, you've not been looking.
I've got like chat that not at the moment. I obviously get less viewers than you, so it seems like my chat's like pretty quiet at the moment.
Okay, well, someone's just asked, have I checked out the video by Spiffing Brit? No, but I've had people bitching about me for it for like the past day and a half.
I've had a lot of people contact me about it, and I like quickly glanced over like a summary of what they're saying and was like, okay.
And the thing is, the guy hasn't even discovered something new. It's just if you put a bunch of keywords that are popular on YouTube, your video will rise on recommended. It's like everyone fucking knew that. The reason people don't do it is because if YouTube finds out you're doing that and you get reported for link stuffing and spam of that nature, it fucking kills your channel.
Yeah, because he like shared images, and I've seen the images of like, here's like a post I put out, and it's like a 1-sentence post, but then just an absolute tirade of the most popular search for things on YouTube to try and get everybody to be able to see that post. And it's like, yeah, it's just flubbing your views essentially. Like,
yeah, and YouTube really
will crack down on it. Yeah,
I used to work in SEO, so search engine optimization, and I know about link stuffing. I know it's a thing, and I know for a fact that Google fucking hates that because it is artificially increasing your placement on Google search results and in just like, I guess on YouTube as well.
Yeah, it's completely lying to get higher on the search results. Yeah,
and I know for a fact that Google cracks down hard on that sort of thing because that's the kind of shit I had to deal with. It's why I got into one of the reasons I've been in content creation so long, and why I think the channel has had such good organic growth. So I worked in SEO behind the scenes for a couple of years and saw the exact wrong way to grow a channel and grow content and get it to be seen and searched for organically. So when I saw people talking about it, it's like, well, this has been known for years. It's a really bad idea. Google fucking hates it. It's going to crack down really hard if you get caught doing it. Yeah. Why would I do it?
It's really bizarre. People going like, oh, well, did you know that if you completely lie about everything that's in your content, you'll get more views because you can just stuff it? It's like, yeah, everyone should fucking know that's a thing, but everybody that should know it's a thing should also know not to do it.
Because it's like you are temporarily increasing your viewership at the expense of damaging your channel long term.
Yeah.
And that's a really stupid fucking thing to do. So the amount of people I've seen advising me to do it, and also just commenting on all the videos we've got for the last couple of weeks with like those kind of posts, it's like, you're not actually helping us with the algorithm.
No.
You're actually making it worse for the channel.
And as well, I presume that even if you didn't get cracked down on, it again would hurt you in the long run, because all you're doing is encouraging people to subscribe that don't want to watch your content, which then means that your click-through rate is going to be awful and YouTube's going to stop suggesting your content to people.
Yeah. It's the same thing about people going through videos, clicking it for 30 seconds to leave that comment and clicking off. That actually looks worse to the algorithm than not watching the video. It'd actually be better for the channel to not watch the video if you're not going to watch it all the way through.
Yeah, and to clarify, like if you watch it all or the majority of a video, like liking and commenting always does help, and that's why people always ask you to do it, just like ringing the bell or bashing the bell or whatever the fuck they say now. But like, it helps, but just going in, pretending you've watched a video and clicking back out hurts people.
Yeah, it actually is worse for the long run.
It is, yeah.
And I just don't get it's like I've worked in this industry for 10 years now, and I've worked behind the scenes, and I've seen like how that all works.
Mm-hmm.
And I've like it's like white hat and black hat and all this other bollocks of just there are good ways to build your brand online, and then there are the bad ways, which include stuff like link stuffing or just keyword stuffing.
And it's similar to when you get people that just pay for bots to subscribe to their account or follow them on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, or they'll pay to get like 20,000 followers on Instagram, and you
Yeah,
can always
just
tell those
artificially
accounts.
inflate them. Yeah,
And then those accounts where they'll post and get like 4 likes.
yeah, they've got 12,000 followers and 2 likes on a comment. It's like, okay,
Which isn't really that valuable.
no. And like we mentioned it previously, haven't we? Of like that person who wanted free stuff as like an influencer. It's like, okay, well, get 10 of these t-shirts sold or whatever, and they couldn't manage that with like 20,000 followers.
Because they didn't grow an organic audience that actually give a shit about their content.
Yeah.
They just presumably just bought their followers or keyword stuff to just get the kind of followers who are completely superficial.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but any stuff on your chat, mate?
No. Like my chat's staying quiet from the looks
What's
of
my
it.
chat doing? What you need to go through? You need to ask questions from Lucas because I'm not going to read all of them.
I mean,
I'm
like
read all the questions in mine.
I can always hop onto yours and have a little click. Have a little look on yours as well and see if there's anything I can pick out.
Question. It's Q&A time now. Now is the time. Now is the opportunity to do that.
Oh, God. The first one I saw as well was the same Spiffing Brit thing.
It's like, oh, God, I don't care. I love it. Why don't you just like create your own viewership to get like short-term gain? It's like, because that's a really bad idea.
Is watching a video all the way through but pausing throughout as bad as watching for 30 seconds then? No, like if you watch the video regardless of whether like you've paused it or not, it still helps because if you watch 20 minutes out of a 20-minute video, it doesn't matter how long it took you to watch that 20 minutes, just the fact that you watched it eventually.
Like the key thing to know is just there is no way to like cheat the system because it's like, viewed by a robot.
Yeah.
And all the robot sees is how much of the content did you watch, how much did you interact with it, and watching the video is just the thing that's weighted the most. So even if you go into a video, like, comment, ring the bell, all that other bollocks on that video, that is still not seen or weighted as highly by the algorithm as just watching more of the content.
Yeah. That will always be like the prime thing that people, well, the bot looks for. Yeah. But I think it's one of those things of like, the bot will look for the top priority is like view time, but it will also look for how many other things you've done.
Yeah, and just that's why whenever you see people going through, like I'm sure you've had it, Lucas, where you'll go through and you'll see comments. It's the same person commenting on every video.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes apart, saying, "Oh, just helping out for the algorithm." It's like you're actually doing worse. You're actually fucking me over by doing this.
It's like if you watch every video as they come out, watch the actual video and comment every video. That's helpful. You just click on every video to leave a comment and get out. It's like, don't do that, please.
And then someone says, "What about playing it in the background?" Well, as far as I'm aware, YouTube doesn't watch you through your webcam, so it doesn't actually know if you watch the video physically.
If you literally just open 10 tabs of 10 videos and let them all play, YouTube doesn't know that you're not actually watching it.
But something that doesn't work is watching a video over and over again.
Yeah.
Because it only counts as one view from that IP address.
Because it'll keep your cookies stored on like which videos you've already clicked on and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that doesn't really help.
I think it counts if you've like waited a year and watch it again. But you can't. It's very hard to just trick YouTube as much as people think it's really easy.
So when you see posts like this of like, "Oh, I can't believe YouTube's not figured this out," it's like, well, they do know about it and they will crack down hard.
Yeah.
You'll get maybe you'll get a little bit of a boost from it, but when if you're especially if you're a person out there publicly saying, "I am doing this,"
yeah,
and you're very visibly doing that, I can't imagine that's going to go well for you.
I can't imagine it will, and it's that thing that we always talk about of just short-term profit over long-term, and it's like it's not worth it.
It's not, no.
Let's follow.
You got this, Lucas.
Okay, a little bit of a long one.
Okay.
So, is movement in a game the most important aspect of gameplay in the free roaming genre? Hell, yes. Most genres, especially as the majority of the playtime will be engaging with movement mechanics.
100%. bad movement.
And I think pretty much any game, apart from turn-based games and stuff,
Right. If it doesn't feel good to walk around and just exist within the game's world, I'm not going to have fun, because I'm not going to be having fun for like 90% of what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, it's all about game feel, and I bring this up quite a lot. I knew that I would enjoy Hades the moment I got my hands on it, because I just felt what the run and dash and attack felt like. I went, okay,
yeah, good.
I'm going to enjoy this. Yeah,
and it's hard to describe. It's just there's a specific weightiness and deliberateness to the movement that feels really good.
Yeah.
An example I always use is Nier Automata, where the instant you press the right trigger to run with 2B, and she just does that brief dash and then just goes into a sprint animation. It's incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think almost beyond any other gameplay mechanic, just basic movement and abilities are the thing that you need to nail the most.
Yeah, I can't think of any game where I'd overlook bad movement.
Well, look how many players, including myself, constantly bitch and whine about Destiny 2, but keep playing it because it feels great to play.
Yeah,
that gameplay keeps us in it. But even if we're frustrated with how the game's going at the time, it's like, but it really plays fucking well, and I want to keep playing it.
Yeah. And that's why just stuff like Call of Duty, as much as people like to shit on it, it's still a good feeling game to run around and shoot. So there's a there's a deliberateness to the movement, and there's a snappiness to it.
There is, yeah, and it's just one of those things. Game feel is one of the most important things, just in all of game development. And just if you don't nail that, it doesn't matter what else you do.
Yeah, because if it's not fun to move around, why would I want to play the game? It's the same thing of like character designs. If I don't like the way the character looks, I'm not going to play the game.
Yeah, probably
I don't want to play as this shit-looking character.
Yeah, especially in third-person games. Like first-person, you might be able to get away with it because I'll only see them in cutscenes every now and then, and a lot of the time they're just generic people because that's not the focus. But yeah, third-person games like character action games and stuff, I want to look like a cool badass.
Yeah, I can't tell you how long it took me to actually get into Bayonetta.
Oh, really?
I was so put off by just the leeriness and creepiness of the look of the character.
But then you kind of realise that it's like her playing on her sexuality and stuff, and I get what they were going for.
But even then, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I get it.
It's the same with Dead or Alive. I refuse to play Dead or Alive.
Even though the game feels amazing.
Because all I knew about it was, oh, it's that fighting game where they focus on women's boobs bouncing around. And then you showed me Dead or Alive 5, and I went, this is a really good playing fighting game, and it feels great.
But it's just... Yeah, so I guess the only thing that can trump movement and just the feel of like the game itself can be just if it's really cringy. At least for me.
Yeah, I can agree, and there's certain levels of cringy I will deal with. But when it gets to maybe like Ni no Kuni levels of cringe, I just was out.
Or Dead or Alive. It's like 2B in Nier Automata. I was almost put off from that.
Yeah.
With how the fact there is a button to make her explode and all the clothes fall off. It's like, for fuck's sake.
Oh, God damn it.
It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, why'd you put this in? But whatever. Got it. Huh. So I'll go for one now then. So we've got here. Do you have any advice on how to research facts and background? My only advice is read more.
Mm-hmm.
I get asked all the time, I do like read as much as you can for as many different sources, even things that you don't think you might be able to find facts in. Read it.
Okay, yeah.
Even stuff just like interviews, magazines, like just random art, even on stuff you're not interested in.
Yeah.
You might find something that interests you, and that's how I've done it for the past 10 years. I have.
Fair enough.
I spent so much of my time doing research and finding random tidbits to talk about.
And the classic, just not even necessarily research, just writing and reading purposes in general is
do it all the time.
Well, not even do it all the time. I was going to use the classic uni advice of don't go to Wikipedia to find your information. Go to the sources that Wikipedia like websites cite. Like go into a Wikipedia article, find the things that they are sourcing, and go to them instead. Because the Wikipedia page will also always be just a worse written version of that, and probably like a little bit of misinformation in there.
But there's no trick to it. there's no way to cheat or do it. It's just read as much as you can and just go for a wide range of sources, because you'll find stuff in the places you wouldn't expect, and that's kind of the idea. I don't like people ask me as if there's a trick to it. It's just, no.
Normally, a lot of things like that, there isn't a trick. It's just hard work and gaining experience and knowledge over time.
It gets easier the more you do it, but at the same time, there's no way to like trick or cheat.
Like most things in life, there isn't an easy answer.
But people want an easy answer, so I feel
like
that
Spiffing Brit video of just they want a quick, easy way to do it.
And it's like, you can get like maybe you'll get a little. It's like with writing and research, you can go to copy paste Wikipedia, but you're not going to get very far doing that.
Yeah,
you'll get into university, but you won't get much further than that.
No. Exactly.
Like, you're not going to pass your course.
Or like if you do, it won't be with a good grade.
Yeah, and you also as well won't have the when you leave university, you won't have the knowledge and skill set to be able to like, apply.
Well, that's the big issue at the end of the day, isn't it? Is you can have a grade on a piece of paper all you want, but if you don't have whatever skills that you need, at the end of the day, those grades mean nothing.
Yeah, so this guy here then.
What are you going to say? What are you going to say if you're bad at a job 6 months down the line to your boss? Like, but I got a good degree. It's like, well, it doesn't matter. You're bad at the job.
Yeah, fuck you.
I didn't hire you for your degree score. I hired you to be good at your fucking job.
So Lucas, would you like to pick one last question?
Yeah, and I'll pick out one that we get asked a lot, and I just kind of want to clarify on again. It's like someone asks, "Are you both doing okay?" I know it's an odd question, but we're in a pandemic, and it's stressful seeing people believe nonsense and carrying on as normal. As much as this time is stressful, and even like people in my family and stuff, annoying me in certain ways of like disagreeing with me on what's going on with COVID and blah blah blah. Our general rule of thumb is if we are not doing okay, we will not be on stream. We will not. Yeah,
we don't make content.
Yeah,
and I've it's a rule I hold for myself, but I'd hope it goes without saying it goes to you guys too. That if you don't feel good, don't turn up for recording.
Yeah,
I don't mean that in the negative way of don't turn up to work. It's like, no, if you're not feeling good, you're not going to make good content because you're not part of the draw and appeal of it is that it's friends having a conversation.
Yeah, and I know that if I message you going, look, I know we were meant to record today or tomorrow or whatever, I'm not feeling up to it, you'd be like, okay, we'll record another time, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and I've had that happen a few times over the last couple of months. It's happened with me of just there's been days it's like I'm just not feeling up to recording today. I just don't feel like I can be on. Be on camera.
And I see a lot of other people that I follow on like Twitter and other social medias and stuff going like, oh, well, sorry I wasn't feeling up to it today. Like, I know it wasn't as good a stream as usual and things. And I'm like, well, what if you weren't feeling up to it? Why did you do it? Like, you're not going to make enjoyable content and you're going to probably make yourself feel worse at the end of it.
Yeah, you also as well don't owe people an explanation.
No, you don't.
Totally. If you don't feel well, you don't feel well. And also, no one's entitled to know anything about your private life.
Yeah. But that's just a piece of advice I would give people is if you can control when you're doing work, do it when you're feeling good.
Also, as well, everyone on the channel is doing fine. There is a pandemic, but I'm not a prick, and I understand that not everything is sunshine and roses right now. So if people aren't feeling well, they don't have to do work.
Yeah, and generally speaking as well, you are putting us in a position where luckily we're not having to stress out about where our next paycheck is coming from. You're treating us very well. You've given us a pay rise in this pandemic. You're making it very easy for us at the moment. So thank you.
Well, yeah, because my continued success is fundamentally rooted in you guys actually wanting to work with me. Which makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good question to end on. Everyone's feeling well. Everyone's doing fine.
Yeah, and
if you're not,
thank you for caring.
Yeah, and if you're not, there's no shame in taking time for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally. And anyone who says that there is can go and fuck themselves.
Yep.